Good morning, ladies. My name is Kathy Woods, and I'm with the Philadelphia Tribune and Couple Social. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You said Kathy, nice to meet you.
This season, we're getting to see a little bit more the other side, and like a lot of us, you trying to work it out your personal and your professional. Tamra, I will say I commend you to talk about fibrosis because it's a very serious issue in our community and especially amongst Black women, myself included. So what made you say, hey, because it's a hard discussion. It's hard to sit in the doctor's office and have somebody tell you when it's just you and the doctor. Now you got cameras and this whole other business going on.
And that's true. And that's true. But one thing I can honestly say is something I just said before. I do believe every platform has a purpose. And last season, when I actually had shared with the producers about that, and they were like, wait, this is really a part of your story. Because honestly, I was just going to the doctor and I was thinking I couldn't film that day because I didn't want to miss my appointment. That's how it actually happened. And so producers were like, well, what exactly, if you don't mind me asking, but that's a part of a producer's job because it's a part of your story. And they recognize that. So for me to share that was actually probably the first time I've actually shared it on that to the masses like that. It was something that, and I will say this, as growing up, I did not know what a fibroid was. I had no idea. I never knew what it was until I had one. And I had to have emergency surgery because I did not have the symptoms that we hear about. And so nobody was talking about it. And so that's another thing, the fact that no one was talking about this until it actually happened to me. And when I said something about it, then someone's like, oh, that actually happened to me too. Then another comes, oh, that happened to me too. So I realized like people are not talking about this, but this is affecting everyone around me. Why didn't anybody say anything? So I did feel like, open up, talk about it is definitely a part of my story.
Mm-hmm. And Sophia, for you, I mean, what did it feel like for people? Listen, I give you all kudos. It's one thing, to be like, this is my work, boom, boom, boom. It's another thing that I come into my house because, there are going to be days where you don't feel like being cute. There are going to be days where you forget the cameras are on and it may just come flying. And then you go, oh, my Lord, like my mama's going to see this, right? So how are you feeling about this? Because it's going to be out in the world,
Yeah, it's a little different. It's my first time filming and, I signed up for this and I knew, I just got to be transparent. I got to let people know that there's layers to So Gucci and JJ. And like I was saying earlier, the things that's going on in my family, I want it to be relatable. God gave me this platform and I'm going to use it because somebody else might be feeling or going through what we're going through. I mean, it's hard trying to balance being a boss and dealing with things at home, with your family, with your husband, dealing with those other bells over there. So, I mean, it's a balance and it's a juggle, you got to find a way to kind of balance both of them and still be the boss in your family and in your job. So
absolutely. And how I was saying this to the other ladies, I think one of the strengths of this show is we get to see Southern Black women in their element. Because, I would love to sit here and say that Northern people still don't turn their nose up to certain parts of the South, but that would be a lie. But it's also important for us to see the culture of being Southern Black women, the traditions, and even the vernacular. Are you feeling like the show is helping to help dismiss that country hick, excuse my expression, type of idea to everybody from the South, just because you talk slow, you think slow type of thing? Are you feeling that this show is helping kind of like to get rid of that?
I do, because I mean it's shedding light on Mississippi in a different aspect. There are successful Black women here doing great things, giving back to their community, bossing up in their businesses, and just showing, hey, you might think about Mississippi, you might think, hey, they live at the backwoods, but when you see all the different things that we're doing, that we're bringing to the plate, they're really going to be shocked. And I think other parts of the world want to see that.
Absolutely. What do you think, Tambra? Do you
I
think that's
definitely
important
follow.
to see?
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree because something you said when you talk about Southern women, like, and I'll be honest with this, and this to me, this is just the truth because I've seen it. It's one thing to be from the South, but when you say you're from Mississippi, they look at you different. Like, it's not the same as you're from Atlanta. It's not the same. Like, I think Mississippi is just different. It's like the temperature changes when you say Mississippi, and I've seen it, and I've been a witness of that. So I definitely think that it helps, it breaks stereotypes because, you do see Southern Black women, succeeding and they're very successful in what they want to do. This is not something we're forced to do. We are passionate about our careers. We're passionate about the things that we do. These are things we want to do. So I love the fact of that. I love to see it. And I'm happy that other people can actually see that.
Absolutely.
Also, let's talk about the fact that we get a lot of flack as Black women that we are ambitious, assertive. You know what I mean? It's There's always this thing that we want to be men, and I don't think any of us go into a profession saying my goal is to be a man. I think it's always like the goal is to be the best version of myself and to conquer whatever that goal is. Whether in your case it's to own your time slot, in your case it may be whatever your goals are in real estate. Why is it that when it's us as Black women, they don't see that? It's always got to be like some type of ulterior motive, or we hate men. Why do you think that is out there, and how do you feel like it translates in your business in terms of, because radio and real estate both are still, they're women, but it's still male dominated, and people always want to be cute and be like, oh, you're so cute and this type of stuff, but in reality you do put in the work. What do you say to that?
I mean, even like in my husband business, I'm the backbone. I mean, a lot of people, the women are doing the work now. I mean, we're bossing up, we're stepping up to the plate when men don't want to, step up to the plate and do what they're supposed to do. I mean, my husband might own his business, but I'm the backbone. I'm the one that do all the extra stuff to make it run right, and try to manage my business too. I mean, and a lot of people, men do feel intimidated, like, oh, because she's a boss, she's aggressive. And a lot of them are scared to even approach you, or if you were when I was single, oh, she bossing up, I don't want to approach her. I mean, they're a little bit intimidated, but at the end of the day, when the men don't want to step up and do what they have to do, we just have to step up and be the boss, and like when I was single, like I was saying, a lot of men are intimidated, like, I'm not going to step to her because she's that strong Black woman syndrome thing going on. So at the end of the day, I think relate back to the show, it's showing that, hey, we're boss in our business and other thing, but we are vulnerable too. I mean, we can kind of balance it out also.
Absolutely. What about you, Tambra? What do you say to that? Because again, urban radio is no joke. And for you to hold it down is pretty cool. To hold your time slot, it takes a lot of work to get the community to buy in like that.
Oh, for sure. Like, to mention, I mean, I'm the only female at my station, at my radio station. I'm the only female there. You still talked about it being a male dominated industry. I'm the only female there, but I am a boss at my station. And those guys and my DJs, we're like a radio family. Like, and they understand that. Nothing is just given to me because I am a female. It's certain respect that I demand, and they give it to me. Like, we work as a team. So definitely, for sure. But going back what Sophia said, it's definitely, yes, so Gucci. Like, I've met men that's like, and they want to, when you were dating, they want to, for you to stop working. They want to, to be able to, you don't have to work. Like, they're intimidated. They are. But I take that as a compliment, to be honest, because ambition, when you're having goals and ambition, that's a compliment. That's a compliment. And to me, now, real men understand that. You want a woman who's she has goals. She has standards. She's a go-getter. She's a hustler. And I feel like everybody, if you can make it out of Jackson, you a true hustler. You are a true hustler. Because even in my business, when I started in radio, it was harder for me to get interviews. It was harder for me. Like, I really had to go out the box and really hustle. And it makes you get on the grind. So you do have a different type of attitude.
Thank you so much, ladies, and best of luck to you in your
Welcome. Thank you, Miss
endeavors.
Thank
Nice to
you.
meet
Thank you.
you.